What's going on, everybody? This is Raymond from Transform Your Dog, and today I'm going to show you how to perfect a loose leash walk and the practice that you need in order to get that. Check this out. Okay, so in order to get the loose leash walk, I highly recommend not practicing in your backyard or anywhere that's incredibly distracting. You know, a lot of loud noises, you know, critters and so on and so forth. Start practicing in your living room and then work your way out to the backyard or the front yard or any other place. This is Benji. Benji is a rescue dog. So Benji has, he's a bit reactive towards critters and things like that. So he will take off on them. So in order to achieve this loose leash walk, which you can see Benji is in front of me, he's out of camera. What I want to do is I want to plant my feet and I want to kind of turn and apply a little bit of pressure. Yes, and reward. Yes, in order to teach the dog to release the pressure. All right, this is why I recommend using a slip lead if you're not into the prong, and that's perfectly fine. A harness, you might have some difficulty because the way the harness is usually strapped to the back, and you have to pull the dog from the back, and you're gonna have problems. The dog's gonna fight you. So ideally, you want something around the neck, close, short, never tense. We're gonna do long just because, you know, he's at this point he should be a little bit better with the loose leash walk, and that's all you're gonna do. So you can see I'm just walking back and forth. You can do some zigzags, some circles. Right here, some boom. Yes, I'm rewarding the dog or marking the dog the second it starts to relieve the pressure, and that's the whole point. The dog starts to realize that I apply pressure. There's pressure here. We're gonna apply a little bit of pressure. Dog sits, I relax, right? It's gotta have some ebb and flow, guys. It's gotta have some give and take. So I apply pressure, dog relieves the pressure. I relax, good boy. So to get that loose leash, turn, plant your feet, turn. And yes. What happens is that the dog is gonna start realizing that let's get ahead of not feeling the pressure and just stop pulling. And then with the reward and with the treat, he goes, okay. They start to understand that when the pressure is released, I will be rewarded. So here's some pressure. Yes, yes. Why we do this is because from their perspective, whoever's in front is usually calling the shots. So if they're in front and they're looking at squirrels and they're looking at people, they're gonna go, they're not gonna think about it, they're not gonna even ask, they're gonna go, hey, we're going after that. As a pack mentality, the rest of the pack will not ask questions and they will just do what the person, the dog in front was gonna do. They don't ask, oh, what are we chasing? Are we chasing a deer? Are we chasing a squirrel? They just do. So we need to tell the dog, you're not in a leadership position, I am. And I'm going to take that away from you, or I'm not gonna follow you. I'm going to turn around and go the opposite direction and take leadership by basically switching positions. So again, if he's in front, so if he's in front, he's in leadership position, and if he's pulling with intensity, and he has a lot of emotions about being in front, it's gonna be a problem. But by me switching, boom, I'm back in front. Yes, good boy. And it will get easier and easier the more you work with this, and the dog's like, okay, I figured it out, I'm just gonna follow you around. That's when we start stepping it up and start adding distractions, distance, duration. Distance meaning like I can get a longer leash and have him loose leash. Again, he gets in front, plant the feet, turn, heel. Yes. Now, in the beginning, when you guys are first starting out, don't worry so much about heel or, you know, saying any form of command. Just worry about him understanding that if I turn, you follow. See? One finger. Heel, if I turn, you follow. You could do zigzags, you could do figure eights. We can put the platforms in front. Here you go, he's in front again. I'm walking backwards, I'm gonna turn, plant my feet, yes. The whole point of this is the dog starts to understand, pay attention to me. Don't pay attention to what's going on around you. This dog psychology is that, you know, as a predator, it is their job to conserve energy. And if pulling conserves energy, you know, pulling burns energy. And then me turning constantly, and they're like, oh man, this guy is not moving anywhere. I got to conserve this energy and pay attention to who's holding the leash so we can figure out what we're doing. Most of the time, most people don't realize that when they take the dog for the walk, they're not at all paying attention to you. They tune you out. You are not part of the factor of what's going on around them. And that is why your relationship is not what you think it is. That's why they half listen to you, or sometimes don't listen to you at all. It's because they're not adding you to the equation of what am I supposed to be doing right now? Apply pressure. He sits. Yes, that's not what I want, but heel. Yes, good boy. So we just need to kind of direct him. So I always tell dog owners, I should be holding his hand. I'm holding his hand. I don't want him pulling me like that. I don't want to have to drag him like, oh, let's go. Like, I want it to be mutual. I want him to want to follow. And key thing, remember that, want to follow me. He decides to follow me. He figures it's a better option than to keep pulling, burning energy, maybe chafing or causing pain with whatever tool you're using at that moment, or discomfort, and to just follow. Heel. Yes. And if I could do this 30 minutes every few hours, you know, just because I really want it to be solid. And again, I could start working my way out to the front yard. Or the backyard. I could start working my way out towards the fence. Do a little bit in front of the house, back and forth, dealing with the cars and the neighbors and who's going on. You know, a lot of people believe that they need to go far in order to burn the dog's energy. But reality is if you can mentally challenge him, you can tire them out. You can really get a lot out of this. Just back and forth. Very simple. Again, back and forth. Start out back and forth. Do some zigzags. Figure eights. Turn. Add the platforms. Get some cones. Get the cats. Put the cats out. And just teach your dog, hey, don't go towards that. Go over here. His issue is that he was a little bit reactive to the neighbor. So when the neighbor comes out, my neighbor comes out, he does his garden. I maybe get the long leash, and this is a halty leash, so that means I can unclip it and get a long, turn a 6 foot into a 9 foot. And every time we went towards the fence, and he did it with such intensity, I'm like, nope. You turn around and went the opposite direction. So I'm teaching him the minute you explode, I'm gonna go in opposite direction. I'm not going to follow you. I'm not going to engage that. I'm not going to encourage it. I want you to understand that if wherever I go, you follow. And I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to, yell. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to please, beg. Please do this, because that's not leadership mentality. A leadership mentality is I know exactly what I want to do. I know how I want it to look. I know where we are. I know where we're going. As a parent, I need to know about the poisons, and I need to know about traffic, and I need to know about cars and the law. Dogs don't care. It's none of their concern. The same thing with your kids. They have no clue. Everything they're supposed to learn about reality and about the world comes from you. A parent, leadership. I don't like to use the term alpha. Alpha basically means that I'm going to dominate you. I'm going to control you. I'm going to basically just overwhelm you and just be like, I'm going to, use my muscles to control you. No, I'm your parent. Your life is in my hands. You're my responsibility. I want you to have fun. I want you to be curious. I want you to be respectful. But I also want you to listen. Yo, good boy. And we can have a good time, and we can go to a lot of places, just back and forth. Just until then, until I can trust this dog or your dog, that I can, yes, good boy, some energy. As long as if I can trust you, we can do whatever you want. I'll take you to the park. I'll take you to, to the restaurants and the diners and, outdoor activities. Come on, bud. Yes, we gotta give him a little bit of energy, because he's kind of like, good. So keep that in mind, guys. So if your takeaway from any of this is, one, getting on a loose leash or a nice walk can be very simple. Two, having the right tools makes a huge difference. Three, it's not about yelling, it's not about dominance, it's not about alpha, it's about respect. It's about the dog understanding that you're what you have to say and what's going on. If they don't know what to do, trust in you as their owner, as their parent, and to not explode. That would be number 4, just to stop the exploding. You know, so yep. As you can see, I'm just back and forth, and I could switch it up. Like I'm on the outside of him, I could switch it up, go on the inside. Good. This would be something that's a little bit more advanced on the inside. This would be ideal for dogs that have personal space issues, you know. So you can see, I basically have like an invisible bubble. No, I have an invisible bubble. There's a neighbor. And I want him to be mindful of that invisible bubble, because hopefully he'll be mindful with other people's personal space and bubbles. So the neighbor came out, so you can see he's, yep. Yes, good. So the neighbor came out, and he was, who's that? Yep, so I changed his mind. So this is good when I have something said that's distracting, and as you can see, he's still looking, he's curious, but I can still apply pressure. You can see right there, he's not so like, I can't take my eyes off that person, I don't trust him. He's like, all right, I can look away. Good. I had a video short that said, for reactive dogs, one of the signals you need to look for is fixation and staring. So if he was really uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable, he would not break eye contact. He would not turn his back towards my neighbor. He would stare at him. So that's why going back and forth is important, because he starts to understand that the pressure or the discomfort, he's like, I'd rather just break eye contact and ignore that and just do what you say, because I don't want to be uncomfortable. Yep. And they want the praise too. So there's a little pressure. So again, plant the feet, turn. Yes, he made it easier for me. Good. And we reward. Because we're basically telling him, say if it's something that distracts him, I'm telling him, I'm not concerned with it, man. Neither should you. Don't react. I don't care. I'm not going to follow you. If you react, oh well. I'm not going to indulge that. I'm not a follower, basically. You're not the leader. I'm not going to impulsively attack somebody or go after a squirrel just because you do. I'm not your follower. So stop. So start this in your living room, 30 minutes a day. Do it in between commercials. Get off the sofa for a second, walk around the sofa. If you have if an ad pops up on YouTube, just grab the dog, go around in circles, as Docky's here. It doesn't take much, a few times a day. Work your way up, and I would do the same with the door. And I have a video on that too. I'll work on a video with the door, where I would start just zigzagging or coming in and out up the gate or the door, but in and out, because I don't want the dog to explode. You could maybe add the kennel. You know, if I could, I would have the kennel here or a platform, and just zigzag into the kennel, out of the kennel. Zigzag, do some circles in the kennel, out of the kennel. And you can use a keyword, kennel up, or bedtime, or whatever you guys want to choose. But yeah, that's very simple, just that's it. So if you guys like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have want to leave a comment, saying what's up to Benji. Benji will be going to the sanctuary in Delaware today, actually. So hopefully we can find him a good home. So leave a comment for Benji, give Benji some emojis. And again, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and give me some ideas. Toss me some video ideas of what you want to see. Until then, thank you.